Air Force plane on a trip to Zimbabwe. It is not the first time the Defence Department has come under fire for the utilization of the defence property. In 2013, the Defence and Foreign Affairs Departments had to explain why the Gupta private plane landed at Waterkloof.
The Minister of Defence and Military Veterans has compiled and completed a report to the President and has signed it off. I can confirm that.
The SACP says it will wait for the report before commenting on the matter.
On the issue of the Zim delegation, we did not discuss this matter as the SACP. We would rather take an approach to say, let's wait and get all the information on this matter before we start making public comments, including engaging our own ally about what really happened in this matter. After which then, from an informed basis, we are then going to possibly comment.
This matter is likely to be discussed at the ANC officials meeting on Monday and later at the NWC meeting of the party. Sophie Mokoena, SABC News, Johannesburg.
SANDF spokesperson Pierre Dlamini joins us now to talk about this, to take the matter forward. A very good evening to you, and thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Dlamini. So, can you confirm to us when the minister handed over the report requested by the president?
Well, I can repeat what I said earlier when I was speaking to Mokoena. I confirmed that the minister's report was ready and signed off, and the process of delivery will be done by her office. I wouldn't be sure now whether it can confirm that it's done and completed and signed off by her.
But it will meet the deadline. Mr. Dlamini, I'm saying, so it will meet the deadline. I
do confirm that we've met the deadline.
Okay.
Met the deadline, and the report, in my view, should be where it's supposed to be in the president's office.
Let's talk about the contents of the report, if possible. Is there an explanation in the communique on why or what steps were taken for the ANC delegation to accompany the minister on the SANDF aircraft?
Mapisa, can you repeat that again?
Can you confirm the contents of the communique? Does it expand on why the minister took an ANC delegation on an SANDF aircraft to Harare?
It will be difficult for me to speak to the contents of the report because the report belongs to the High Office, the Commander-in-Chief of the South African National Defence Force, and therefore the contents remain the property of that office. I wouldn't be able to comment on the content.
Well, let's get to the crux of the matter. You have said in an earlier interview on another platform that the minister enjoys the discretion to take on board with her civilians if she so deems so, especially if she believes that it is in the national interests, safety, security issues of the country. Now, was this a deviation?
I want to repeat what I said in my earlier conversation with the person you're mentioning. The Minister of Defence and Military Veterans is the authority of the defence portfolio. She is responsible for all defence matters. And therefore, the authority rests with her after consideration of any request that may be made. And I made an example that in my case, for instance, if I were to fall sick and go to one military hospital, she would have to give authority for that. Now, in this case, the delegation that left with her, and I want to correct something, it is the ministers traveling to Zimbabwe, and not the other way around, because the narrative now seems to be saying it is the ANC that was traveling to Zimbabwe. No. The minister was traveling to Zimbabwe.
Yes, it was very clear that it was the minister who was traveling to Zimbabwe. In fact, when the delegation was questioned by the SABC at the airport, it confirmed that it, quote unquote, got a lift from the minister. The question that I'm asking is, given the fact that we are within a state of national disaster, the action that was taken by the minister in order to arrive at this decision, was it as per the normal course of things of the Military Act, or was it a deviation given the fact that we are under lockdown?
The military, I'll just spend a second on the military has been traveling. Remember, we also have troops in the DRC. So we've been moving in and out of the country to support our troops in the DRC. The issue you're raising is equally important in the sense that what is happening in our neighboring country and the region has an impact on the South African state and has dire consequences if we do not participate in resolving some of the issues that are presently challenging our neighbors in Zimbabwe. And therefore, it is prudent upon South Africa as a government, as a state, to begin to engage the Zimbabweans in all platforms where possible. Remember, in Zimbabwe, the military is a factor. The party there is a factor, and so is government. You cannot discuss with one or the other instead of discussing with all of them, because they have an impact in whatever is discussed. And so therefore it was prudent.
Mr. Samine, allow me to jump in there and just say, because we are running out of time, the question that I'm asking is about process and procedure, not rationale, and I'm referring here to the ANC delegation that was aboard that flight. Now, I'm saying, given the fact that we are under lockdown, and according to the Military Act, was this a normal course of action, or was there a deviation that had to be made?
I think that, as I said to you, Tsepiso, the decision to take the delegation to Harare was called upon by the situation which is of national interest to South Africa. And then there has to be an intervention in that respect.
That is not in
aware
disagreement.
That we did follow all the protocols that we are talking about. As far as I'm aware, the protocols were followed in terms of ensuring that all the necessary health protocols.
They were followed. Was it normal procedure? That's what I'm asking. Or was there a deviation that had to be made for this action?
The decision is based on the issue at hand. And that will influence that decision to be taken or not to be taken. In this case, national interest became a priority in this case, because we do have, whatever happens in our neighboring state, it has an impact on the country. And that decision was taken based on the national interest to South Africa.
Notwithstanding, was it a deviation?
The minister has the authority over all assets of the Defence Force. And based on what is at hand, she makes a decision.
All right. Thank you so much for speaking to us. SANDF spokesperson Spiwe Dlamini. And